this order will apply to approximately 1,500 people, sir.
So this is January 6th. These are the hostages. Approximately 1,500 for a pardon.
Yes.
Full pardon.
Full pardon or commutation?
Full pardon. We have about 6 commutations in there where we're doing further research.
Okay.
Nice to see you again.
And you, sir.
So this is a big one. Anything you want to explain about this? We hope they get them. We hope they come out tonight, frankly. We're expecting it. Approximately 1,500 people. Six commutations.
Were there any cases you did not commute or pardon of people?
We're looking at different things, but the commutations would be the ones that we'll take a look, and maybe it'll stay that way, or it'll go to full pardon.
And the order does require the Bureau of Prisons to act immediately on receipt of the pardons and commutation orders. Sir, this is an
Why don't we get that down so they can get them going right now?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely. This is a proclamation guaranteeing the state's protection against invasion based on the current crisis at the southern border. It invokes various executive powers relating to the ongoing invasion at the southern border.
Mr. President, what makes you confident that those are not going to be blocked by the courts?
I don't think they will. I don't think they can be. They're very straight up. Why don't you take that and go over here? Could you get him over here, not on the side angle? Do you mind? Just go right over here with your friends. Okay?
Sir, this is an executive order realigning the United States Refugee Admission Program to better align with American principles and American interests.
Okay?
Thank you, sir. This next executive order is about protecting America from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Again, crisis at the border, but it goes beyond that and it implicates other executive powers as well.
Okay?
President Trump, if cartels are now going to be seen as foreign terror organizations, would you think about ordering U.S. Special Forces into Mexico to take them out?
Could happen. Stranger things have happened.
Mr. President,
And that was actually a-
that Maduro would accept Venezuelans.
Say it?
How will you make sure that Maduro will accept Venezuelans?
Well, we're going to see on Venezuela. We're looking at Venezuela very strongly. It's a country I know very well for a lot of reasons, and it's well, it was a great country 20 years ago, and now it's a mess. Right?
Sir, can we expect ICE raids starting tomorrow in major cities?
What does that mean?
Can we expect ICE raids in major cities
I don't want to
tomorrow?
say when, but it's going to happen. Has to happen, or we're not going to have a country left.
This is actually an executive order designating the cartels and other organizations to be foreign terrorist organizations.
It's a big one.
Yes, sir.
People have wanted to do this for years. So they are now designated as terrorist organizations, foreign. And Mexico probably doesn't want that. But we have to do what's right. They're killing our people. They're killing 250, 300,000 American people a year. Not 100, like has been reported for 15 years. It's probably 300,000.
This is
So
an
you
executive.
just said Mexico doesn't want that? How are you going to deal with this?
I don't know, you'll have to ask them.
Sir, this is an executive order entitled Protecting the American People Against Invasion, which again deals with the southern border and the unprecedented admission of illegal aliens across the southern border.
What do you see the biggest national security threat to the U.S., Mr. President? What's going to be your priority? priority on foreign policy?
Say,
What's gonna be your priority on foreign policy? What do you see as the biggest
well,
national
foreign
security
policy is a
threat?
big state. I can speak some more. So, no, we were surprised by that.
Mr. President, where
It's
are
bad
you,
precedent, obviously.
where are you thinking on tariffs on Mexico, given these actions you're signing on the border?
Well, we're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing vast numbers of people. Canada's a very bad abuser also. Vast numbers of people to come in and fentanyl to come in.
When do you think you would enact those?
I think February 1st.
Are you planning on giving notice of that?
I think we'll do it February 1st.
25% on both, sir,
Sir,
On each.
on each, yes.
this is an executive order taking a large number of executive actions to secure our southern border.
Okay? Sounds reasonable.
President Trump, we remember 4 years ago, Barack Obama had told you that the top threat to the country was going to be North Korea. Did Joe Biden tell you what he thinks the top threat to the country is
No,
right now?
no.
Why not?
I think we have a lot of them.
What do
Right
you
now,
think
we
is the
really,
top
I think we
threat?
have a lot. I think North Korea turned out to be good. I was very friendly with him. He liked me, I liked him. We got along very well. They thought that was a tremendous threat. Now, he is a nuclear power, but we got along. I think he'll be happy to see him coming back.
And
I think he has tremendous condo capability. He's got a lot of shoreline.
Thank you, sir.
Are you going to work with countries from South America to coordinate on immigration?
About who?
Well, immigration in general.
This is an executive order, sorry, sir.
I'm fine with legal immigration. I like it. We need people, and I'm absolutely fine with it. We want to have it. We need it because we're going to have a lot of companies coming in to avoid tariffs. You know, if you don't want tariffs, all you have to do is build your plant in the U.S. So we're going to have a lot of workers coming in, but we have to have legal immigration.
Do you have a date in mind for when you want to put in on the China tariffs that you talked about?
Which one?
60%?
No. You're talking about which? Say it again.
The China tariffs, the
Oh,
broad
China?
tariffs?
Well, as you know, I put on large tariffs on China, and they've really been forced to leave them. And if we didn't leave them, you wouldn't have one steel mill that's open in this country, because they were dumping massive amounts of steel. We've taken in hundreds of billions of dollars from China because they were unable to terminate the tariffs I put on China because it was too much money and the budgets didn't work, and other reasons too. No, I mean, we're gonna have meetings and calls with President Xi. I spoke to President Xi last week, as you know. Did you know that? I had a very good phone call. Long,
We're fixed on with NATO at this moment. Are you planning to meet your NATO allies?
no, NATO has to pay more money. NATO has to pay 5%. We are, we're in the Ukraine war by $200 billion more than NATO. It's ridiculous because it affects them a lot more. We have an ocean in between. And we've spent $200 billion more on Ukraine than NATO has spent. And they've got to equalize.
Did you talk
How
to
can you
Xi
pressure-
about the Ukraine war?
Yeah.
Because China and Brazil together has a proposal to bring Russia and Ukraine to talk.
That's good. That's fine. I'm ready.
When are you going
That's
to talk
good.
with the Brazilian president?
How did Brazil get involved?
Brazil's
This
involved.
is a new one.
When are you going to talk to Lula?
Are you from Brazil?
I'm from Brazil.
Ah,
When are you
that's
talking?
why they're involved, I guess.
When are you going to talk with the Brazilian president? How do you see our relationship with Latin America and Brazil?
Great, should be great. They need us much more than we need them. We don't need them, they need us. Everybody needs us.
Mr.
Sir,
President,
are you planning to
Mr.
China?
President, it sounds like you will not proceed with additional China tariffs necessarily, depending on how talks go with President Xi. Is that correct? If they're on hold.
What does that, define that?
Well, you were asking, you pledged in the campaign potentially a 10% tariff on China or as much as
Because of
60%.
fentanyl.
Right, so I'm asking where your.
That's
your
only
thoughts
because of
are now.
fentanyl, there are other things too.
Are additional
And
China
a very big
tariffs-
thing is the Panama Canal. China controls the Panama Canal. What's that all about? They're not supposed to be good. When Jimmy Carter gave it, which was a terrible mistake, he didn't do it, he didn't give it to China, he gave it to Panama. And China controls the Panama Canal.
So are China tariffs
And
still
we're
on
not
the
gonna
table,
allow
sir?
that to happen.
Are they still on the table or is that?
We're not gonna allow that to happen.
Thank you, sir.
What can we expect of the countries in NATO that spend the least amount of money, like Spain, France, below the 5%?
Spain is very low. And yet, aren't they a BRICS nation?
What?
They're a BRICS nation, Spain.
How is
You know
that
what a
so?
BRICS nation is? You'll figure it out. But, and if the BRICS nations wanna do that, that's okay, but we're gonna put at least a 100% tariff on the business they do with the United States. You know what the BRICS is, right? You
Yeah.
guys know.
Brazil,
You know what I'm
Russia.
saying, right? You know what I'm saying.
But Spain is not in
This
the
is
BRICS.
So,
This
it's
is-
not even a threat. In fact, since I made that statement, Biden said, well, they have us over a barrel. I said, no, we have them over a barrel. And, there's no way they're gonna be able to do that.
This is an
So they are
executive order
risking
relating
100%
to.
tariffs, those countries, like Spain?
As a BRICS nation, yes.
But how
They'll
is
have
it
a
that
100% tariff if they so much as even think about doing what they thought.
Can you explain how is
Which, and therefore they'll give it up immediately. So will China give it up.
Sir, this is about reforming the system of hiring in federal government to ensure that merit is the lodestar of hiring decisions
Oh,
as
as per
opposed
the Supreme Court.
to other matters. Yes, sir.
Here's a big deal, merit. Our country's going to be based on merit again. Can you believe it?
Mr. President, you would say we would end the Russia-Ukraine war on the first day in office. Where do things stand right now, and how do you think?
Well, there's only half a day. I have another half a day left. We'll see. We want to get it done.
This is an order creating and implementing the Department of Governmental Efficiency, known as DOGE.
Okay, that's a big one.
Is Elon Musk gonna get a West Wing office?
No, he's getting an office for about 20 people that we're hiring to make sure that these get implemented. We have a problem in this country. You sign an executive order, it doesn't get done for 6 months. As an example, when we allow the J6 hostages to go out, it might not be approved under the old days for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 6 months. You know, they had a good ruling from the Supreme Court, and it's like nothing happened. That ruling was 6 months ago, you know that. And it was like they didn't have a ruling. They've been treated very unfair. The judges have been absolutely brutal. The prosecutors have been brutal. Nobody's ever treated people in this country like that.
Mr. President, are you commuting the sentences of anyone who assaulted a police officer on January 6th?
Well, we're looking at 2 police officers, actually, that Washington police officers who went after an illegal, and things happened and they ended up putting them in jail. They got 5-year jail sentences, you know the case. And we're looking at that in order to give them we gotta give them a break.
But is there clemency in your actions today for
Well,
anybody
it would be a
who
part,
assaulted
that would be a
police
part.
officer?
The one I'm talking about would be a part.
Here you go, sir. This is
Should
an
there be punishment for the people who assaulted law enforcement officers that day?
Well, I will say this, they've been in jail for a long time already. I see murderers in this country get 2 years, 1 year, and maybe no time. So they've already been in jail for a long time. These people have been destroyed. What they've done to these people is outrageous. There's rarely been anything like it in the history of our country. And even people that were aggressive, and in many cases, I believe they happen to be outside agitators, but, you know, what do I know, right? But I think they were outside agitators. There were outside agitators involved. And obviously the FBI was involved because Ray admitted the FBI was involved. Didn't he say 23 people indirectly or directly were involved, and it was then 26? That's a lot of people. Now we have, we gotta take care of, these people have been treated so badly. It's never happened before. What happened in Seattle where they took over a big portion of the city? What happened in Portland where they burn down the city every day and people die? Nothing happened to anybody. But they go after these people violently. I mean, they're still going after brand new people. They found somebody else with a picture. There's never been anything like this. And you know, it's almost 100%. Think of this, almost 100% of the people are convicted. 100%. It's Washington, D.C. people go into a trial and they say, oh, I have a wonderful lawyer and I didn't do anything wrong. And they end up in shackles almost immediately and jail. No, we're not gonna let it happen.
About Greenland, we have some interest in buying it, but is there any other option that will satisfy you?
About what?
Greenland, instead of buying it?
Finland?
Greenland.
Oh, Greenland. Greenland is a wonderful place. We need it for international security. And I'm sure that Denmark will come along. I think, it's costing them a lot of money to maintain it, to keep it. The people of Greenland are not happy with Denmark, as you know. I think they're happy with us. We had representatives, my son had representatives, went up there 2 weeks ago, and they like us. So we'll see what happens. But Greenland is necessary, not for us, it's necessary for international security. You have Russian boats all over the place, you have China boats all over the place, warships. And they can't maintain it.
Do you
What
plan
are
to
you
meet
to be
President
talking like
Putin,
we're
sir?
putting?
Who?
Do you plan to meet President Putin, sir?
I'll be meeting with President Putin.
When do you think?
I don't know, I can't, it's being set up.
your first trip might be, sir?
So first foreign trip typically has been with UK. But I did it with Saudi Arabia last time because they agreed to buy $450 billion worth of our product. I said, I'll do it, but you have to buy American product, and they agreed to do that. They bought $450 billion. It was the least reported story I've ever been involved
And
in.
now, where are you planning to go now?
Well, I don't know. If Saudi Arabia wanted to buy another 450 or 500, we'll up it for all the inflation.
Mr. President, you say you were going
think
to
I'd
end
probably
the
go
war's first day. How do you plan to end the Ukraine war?
Well, we're gonna try and get it done as quickly as possible.
Do you want to push Israel and Saudi Arabia?
It should have never started. You know, the war with Ukraine and Russia should have never started. It would have never started if I were president.
Will you push Israel and Saudi Arabia to normalize relations?
I don't think I have to push them. I think it's gonna happen, but maybe not quite yet, but they'll end up being in the Accords, the Abraham Accords.
President Trump,
I think Saudi Arabia will end up being in the Abraham Accords.
This year?
Could be, but, soon, not in a very long way. Oh, look at that, it says TikTok.
President
My,
Trump,
what is that all about?
First, we have Alaska, sir. This is an executive order relating to unleashing Alaska's potential as an energy reservoir for the entire nation.
And what about ANWR?
I believe that would be included in aspects of the
So
order.
we're opening up ANWR.
So
on
how
the
many
TikTok piece, President Trump, you and your members of your team now used to warn about the dangers of TikTok spying on Americans. What changed that you're not worried about that anymore?
Well, it depends on the deal. I mean, I may not do the deal, or I may do the deal. TikTok is worthless. Worthless. If I don't approve it, it has to close. I learned that from the people that own it. If I don't do the deal, it's worthless, worth nothing. If I do the deal, it's worth maybe $1 trillion, $1 trillion. So if I do the deal I'm talking about doing it for the United States. If I do the deal for the United States, then I think we should get half.
The TikTok
In other
CEO
words, I think the US should be entitled to get half of TikTok. And congratulations, TikTok has a good partner. And that would be worth, it could be $500 billion or something. It's crazy, the numbers are crazy. But it's worthless if the president doesn't sign, then it's worthless. If the president does sign, it's worth maybe $1 trillion. So I think, like a joint venture, I think we would have a joint venture with the people from TikTok. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's one of many ideas I've
The
So
had.
CEO
partially
now,
government
did he say that he's open to that idea?
Who?
The CEO of TikTok is around.
Oh, I think he'd probably like it, because he's got nothing. They really have nothing. It's passed in Congress. It gives the president a right to make a deal or to close it. And we have 90 days to make that decision. But I could see making a deal where the US gets 50% of TikTok, polices it a little bit or a lot, depends on them. But remember, they make telephones in China, they make all sorts of things in China. Nobody ever complains about that. Here they're complaining about this. There's so many different products made in China, and nobody ever complained about it. The only one they complain about is TikTok. And TikTok is largely young people. I guess I have a warm spot for TikTok that I didn't have originally, but, you know, I went on TikTok and I won young people up by 36%, Peter. And Republicans typically don't do too well with young people, but it's a different Republican Party.
Would the US
Especially
government
TikTok
buy a
executive
portion of
orders.
TikTok then, or how would it get that 50%?
No, you'd take 50% of TikTok for the approval that TikTok can continue in business. And they'd have a great partner, the US would be their partner. But the US essentially would be paid for doing that half of the value of TikTok.
Would there be a private sector owner as
Could
well
be,
in the
yeah,
US?
could be a lot. Tell you what, every rich person has called me about TikTok.
You wanted to block TikTok, why did you change your mind?
Because I got to use it. And remember, TikTok is largely about kids, young kids. If China's gonna get information about young kids, I don't know.
Are you
I think, to be honest with you, I think we have bigger problems than that.
If they don't make a deal-
But, you know, when you take a look at telephones that are made in China and all the other things that are made in China, military equipment made in China, TikTok, I think TikTok is not their biggest problem. But there's big value in TikTok if it gets approved. If it doesn't get approved, there's no value. So if we create that value, why aren't we entitled to like half?
Sir, if they don't make a deal in 90 days, will you shut them down?
Does Biden ever do news conferences like this? How many news conferences, Peter, has he done like this?
Like
Maybe
this?
None.
0.
And it would be zero for the next infinity. For infinity, it would be zero.
Mr.
Just
President,
like
when do you plan to talk to
is
President
Elon
Putin?
Musk gonna help implement the executive orders? I think you mentioned
No,
the implementation in your previous
Elon,
answer.
no. Elon is very busy sending rocket ships up to various places with lots of satellites on them.
What is your reaction to the confirmation of Marco Rubio on what does it mean for Latin America?
Which one?
Marco Rubio
tonight.
as the Secretary of
Marco
State.
Rubio.
Mhm.
You said Marco.
Marco Rubio.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think Marco's doing a fantastic job. I think he's gonna get a lot of votes. I think he's gonna be at 90% or something. I mean, I'm hearing very good. People know him. They know him in the Senate. They know he's good. He's doing a good job. I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what's gonna happen with that. He's got some very strong ideas now, Marco.
You signed
Which
the
one
signed
did
the
you
TikTok
sign,
order,
Mr.
right?
President?
Did you sign the TikTok order?
Yeah,
Yes, that was just.
One of Marco Rubio's ideas is
just signed it.
How many
still
did you sign?
changing
How many did you
Venezuela,
sign?
changing power. Are you still committed with Maduro leaving power in Venezuela?
Well, we're gonna find out about that too, because we're gonna probably stop buying oil from Venezuela. We don't need their oil.
Another embargo like the first term?
Well, it could be, but we don't wanna buy, we don't have to buy their oil. We have plenty of oil for ourselves, so
President Trump,
that'll change Venezuela quite a bit.
President Trump, there was a lot of concern about this during the campaign. The question that only works today, are you a dictator on day one?
No, no. I can't imagine even being called that. No, I believe in the sanctity of the vote. The Democrats didn't because they cheated like dogs, but I believe in the sanctity, and this was too big to rig. This last election was just too big to rig.
Mr.
But,
President, when
no,
do you plan to
really
speak
the
to-
opposite.
When do you plan to speak to President Putin?
Could be very soon.
And you talked a bit about Ukraine and Russia, but how long do you think it would take to end that conflict? And
I have to speak to President Putin. We're gonna have to find out. He can't be thrilled. He's not doing so well. I mean, he's grinding it out, but most people thought that war would have been over in about 1 week. And now you're into 3 years, right? So he can't be thrilled. It's not making him look very good. Now, eventually, you know, I mean, it's a big machine, so things will happen, but, I think it'd be very well off to end that war. We have numbers that almost 1 million Russian soldiers have been killed. About 700,000 Ukrainian soldiers are killed. Russia's bigger, they have more soldiers to lose, but that's no way to run a country.
What did your TikTok order do, Mr. President?
Just gave me the right to sell it or close it. Essentially with TikTok, I have the right to either sell it or close it. And we'll make that determination. And we may have to get an approval from China too, I'm not sure. But I'm sure they'll approve it. And if they don't approve it, it would be somewhat of a hostile act, I think. But it's good for China if it gets approved.
Mr. President, so you're not guaranteeing that TikTok will be around after 90 days from today?
No, but it could very well be. It makes sense for it to be. because it's got tremendous value. But if we create the value by approving, you know, in other words, that approval gives it tremendous value. If that's the case, then we should be entitled to 50% as a country.
Mr.
You
President,
understand? You haven't heard that one before, right? That's called a joint venture. And nobody ever thought that way.
Over your partner.
Well, I think you have a lot of people that would be interested in TikTok with the United States as a partner.
Mr. President, what was it like walking into the Oval Office this evening? for the
Oh,
first
what a
time?
great feeling. One of the better feelings I've ever had.
do you like this town better now than in 2017?
Well, we're very experienced now. You would say nobody's ever had experience like I have. I've dealt with some very good people, I've dealt with some very bad people, and I know who the bad ones are and the good ones are. You know, don't forget, I was very successful in primarily the real estate business. And people used to say, who's worse, a politician or a vicious real estate developer? And I'd always say, you know, the real estate developer is far worse. But after about 3 months and getting to know scum like Adam Schiff and other people like that, I said, no, actually, real estate people are quite nice by comparison.
You said you plan to speak with President Putin soon. What about President Zelensky, and what's your message?
Yeah, I would, but he's told me he wants to make a deal. I mean, he
Zelensky
wants
is
to
so
make,
bad.
Zelensky wants to make a deal.
What kind of a
I don't
deal?
know if Putin does, he might not, I don't know. He should make a deal.
How can you?
I think he's destroying Russia by not making a deal. I think Russia's gonna be in big trouble. You take a look at their economy, you take a look at the inflation in Russia. So I would hope, I got along with him great, and, you know, I would hope he wants to make a deal.
Mr. President, are you keeping U.S. sanctions on Russia until he makes a deal?
Well, sanctions or tariffs, I think the word tariff is much better because it keeps your dollar stronger. I think tariffs are more effective. I mean, I use sanctions on Iran. Iran was broke. When I left office, Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, none. They were flat broke. And October 7th would have never happened. And I think you all know that. It would have never happened. They had no money. Now they're rich, but, you know, they're weakened in a different way. I would say that the one attack by Israel really set them back. It really set them back. The
What do you-
Pagers,
what do you
the
say
Pagers,
now?
and others. You know, the attack on air defense was a bad attack for Iran.
How
What are you signing now, sir?
It's an executive order relating to reforms to the federal workforce, including to the senior executive service.
We're getting rid of all of the cancer. I call it cancer, the cancer caused by the Biden administration.
How confident are you, Mr. President, that you can keep the ceasefire in Gaza and conclude the 3 phases of the deal?
I'm not confident. That's not our war, it's their war, but
Apologize.
I'm not confident. But I think they're very weakened on the other side.
Do you support the 2-state solution?
Gaza, boy, I looked at a picture of Gaza. Gaza is like a massive demolition site. That place is, it's really got to be rebuilt in a different way.
Do you plan to help rebuilding Gaza?
I might. You know, Gaza is interesting. It's a phenomenal location. On the sea, the best weather. You know, everything's good. It's like some beautiful things could be done with it, but it's very interesting. But some fantastic things could be done with Gaza.
How do you see the future in governance for Gaza? Who should?
Well, it depends. I can't imagine you could have, well, you certainly can't have the people that were there. Most of them are dead, by the way, right? Most of them are dead. But they didn't exactly run it well. Run viciously and badly.
Sorry,
So
but
you can't have that.
Mr.
Sorry.
President, on TikTok, sir, will you pause any decision on Chinese tariffs until you know what the resolution on TikTok will be? Are those things
No,
connected
if
at all?
China didn't approve it, we could put tariffs on China. Don't forget, China charges us tariffs and we charge them very little, except for what I did. I put a lot of, we took in hundreds of billions of dollars. But until I came along, China never paid 10 cents to this country. They ripped us off and they never paid anything. But like if we wanted to make a deal with TikTok and it was a good deal, and China wouldn't approve it, then I think ultimately they'd approve it, because we'd put tariffs on China. Maybe. I'm not saying I would, but you certainly could do that. And if we said, well, if you're not gonna approve it, then that's a certain hostility, and we'll put tariffs of 25, 30, 40, 50%, even 100%. And if we did that, I think they'd approve it.
President Trump, you've seen the other living presidents a couple times in the last few months. If you ever had to call on one of them for advice about anything that's going on here, which one would you call?
It's an interesting, well, I thought Bill Clinton was a very good politician. I don't think he was used properly. I think they disrespected him. When Hillary was running, he came back and he said, you know, you better get up to Michigan and Wisconsin. You remember that, Peter? Every house has a Trump sign on it. And they all laughed at him because the Republicans hadn't won Michigan or Wisconsin for decades, long time. And they all laughed at Bill Clinton, like, the hell does he know? And he turned out to be right, because I won both of them. And then we just won both in this election, too. We won Wisconsin and Michigan and every other swing state. We won all the swing states, all 7. They talked about 7 swing states. We won them all. So, but Bill Clinton he had a great political sense, I think.
You looked like you were having a good conversation with President Obama at President
I
Trump's
was.
funeral.
And you'd like to know what
Everybody wants to know.
everybody wants to know. And I wouldn't want to buy it, but we were having some crazy conversation.
About?
Why do you asking a question like that? You know, I don't think you want to know. You might not. You might be insulted.
It's an executive order relating to holding former government officials accountable for unlawful disclosure of sensitive information. This next one, sir, is a declaration of a national energy emergency.
Sir, you also
That's
have
a big one.
several-
You know what that allows you to do? That means you can do whatever you have to do to get out of that problem. And we do have that kind of an emergency.
President Trump, at some point will you use your powers of the presidency to tell Americans who are concerned about drones?
Yeah, oh,
A few weeks
good.
ago,
Yeah.
what exactly
I
was
will.
happening? Can you tell us now?
In fact, I'd like to know, because I just got here.
What do you think?
I just came here. I've been here for what, 15 minutes now.
Do people listening, because this is going out live?
And I gotta read this letter too. Because of you, I found this letter.
I can read it for you.
It's interesting. Yeah, I know you would. Your father would too.
But is it anything, these drones, is it anything that people need to be worried
No,
about?
I think it's terrible. I would like to find out what it is and tell the people.
And can you commit to some kind of?
In fact, I'd
report?
like to do that. Could we find out what that was, Susie? Okay? Yeah, why don't we find out? Immediately. I can't imagine it's an enemy, or there would have been, people would have gotten blown up all over. Maybe they were testing things. I don't know why they wouldn't have said what it was. They had a lot of them flying over Bedminster, which is interesting.
And with the events today and yesterday, was everything moved inside just for cold weather, or was there some kind of a security concern?
No security. Because they had everything shut down to drones. You can shut that down pretty easily if you're sophisticated. They're very sophisticated, these people. No, it was just cold weather. And we made a good move because, first of all, I thought it was incredible in the Capitol today. You know why I liked it? Because I got great reviews on that speech. I got great reviews. Can you believe it? They actually were fair.
This is
Maybe the fake news is changing.
unleashing energy
Yeah,
production.
unleashing energy production. But I thought it was, I think having it in the Capitol is great. It's obviously, you can take care of the people you have to take care of. The city was booming. And if we would have done it outside, people would have been hurt because it was really cold. It was like, looked sunny. But when you stood outside for 10 minutes, people were running back in. It was really cold and really windy. The wind brings it down a lot. So we made the right decision. You couldn't have stayed, I don't think you could have had it out. You know how cold it was today. It was, people went out for a little while just to test it. They couldn't stay out more than 10 minutes. They all came back in. So we would have had a disaster if we did that, and people would have been hurt.
Whether you
The
touch
unlawful
that
disclosure,
bench
Leo, is that related to the Hunter Biden situation?
Which one?
The one on unlawful disclosures by federal officials, is that related
No, I think it's just more general than that. It's not Hunter Biden. I was surprised that President Biden would go and pardon his whole family, because that makes him look very guilty. You know, I could have pardoned my family. I could have pardoned myself, my family. I said, if I do that, it's going to make me look very guilty. I don't think I'd be sitting here, frankly. If I did that, I don't think I'd be sitting here right now, because I would have shown that you're guilty. But by pardoning his brother or brothers, by pardoning all of those people that he pardoned, by pardoning J6, the Unselect Committee, they destroyed all of the documents. They deleted all of the information. There's no information. And a lot of the information pertains to Nancy Pelosi, because she was given 100, I mean, you know this, it's on tape with her daughter. Nancy Pelosi was responsible for not taking advantage of 10,000 soldiers or 1,000. You wouldn't have you could have used 400. It was a relatively small crowd. It wasn't the crowd that was at the mall. It was a small crowd. So I was a little bit surprised that he did it, because it makes him look guilty. I mean, he's going to have to live with it. Now, with that being said, it's unbelievable precedent it creates for a president. But the precedent is unbelievable. Now maybe every president that leaves office, they're going to pardon every person they ever met, so they don't have some lunatic like deranged Jack Smith, who's a total lunatic, by the way. Not a smart guy, he's a dummy. But we beat the hell out of him. And I helped my reputation.
Do you think you have to do the same thing at the end of this term?
Well, I guess now I have precedent to do it. I wouldn't want to do that, no. I think it makes you look very guilty. I think it makes Biden look very bad, very weak, and very guilty. And, I mean, he pardoned everybody. How about this J6 committee? Why is he pardoning them? The reason is because if you delete and destroy documentation, everything, they have nothing, because they were guilty as hell. They rigged it. It was a rigged deal. And when you do that, they look very bad, but I was a little surprised he did it. Liz Cheney, I mean, she's a lunatic. And she lost by the greatest margin in the history of a politician running for Congress, like 40 points. The reason it was the greatest is because anybody losing that badly is gonna drop out. But she's a nut job, she doesn't drop out. You know, she just keeps chugging forward. And she lost by almost 40 points. That's the biggest number anybody's ever lost by. But why would Biden do that? He pardoned her and pardoned everybody. The reason is that they destroyed documents. And if you're even in a civil case, which this wouldn't be, I mean, people go to jail for a long time for doing that. What's this one?
That's Unleashing American Energy, sir. It relates to easing permitting processes and other regulatory systems to ensure that we can produce energy efficiently to drive the American economy forward.
President Trump, looking around the office, we noticed some changes in the way that Live Pen is set up. Can you confirm that you have added back the Diet Coke button?
I think this, first of all, I just got here. So my people came in. They have extraordinary decorator sense, right? Let me just see some of the pictures. Well, that's a good one. I could live with him. I could live with George Washington, I can tell you. I could live with Thomas Jefferson. I could live with most of them. They took a very safe route. They don't have any bad ones up there.
Withdrawing from
What is this one?
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir.
Ooh, that's a big one. So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China with 1.4 billion people. We have 350, nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally, but let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying 39 million, we were paying 500 million. It seemed a little unfair to me. So that wasn't the reason, but I dropped out. They offered me to come back for 39 million. In theory, it should be less than that, but you know. And when Biden came back, they came back for 500 million. He knew that you could have come back for 39 million. They wanted us back so badly, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. President, you
Pretty
spoke
sad
about-
to think of it. China pays 39 million and we pay 500 million. And China's a bigger country.
Mr. President, you spoke about inflation today in your remarks. What actions are you taking today that will have a direct impact for Americans on their everyday costs to bring the
Well,
cost down?
The biggest thing and factor for inflation is energy. They screwed up my energy policy, and then they went back to it. You know, they hurt it really badly, and then they went back to it, and they started drilling more, but by that time it was too late. Many of these things that we're signing and that Doug Burgum is gonna be signing, and Chris Wright, who's phenomenal, you know, Energy, Department of Energy, we're gonna be taking we're gonna make a lot of money from energy. We have more than anybody else. We're gonna make a lot of money from energy. We're gonna make a lot of money from tariffs. You know, European Union charges us, they have a VAT tax of 20%, but it's really much higher than that. And that's the equivalent, almost the equivalent of a tariff. And they're tough. They're very tough. They don't take our cars. They don't take our farm product. They don't take almost anything. And yet we take their cars and we take their farm product. We take a lot from them. So, you know, we have like a $300 billion deficit with the European Union. So we'll straighten that out with either tariffs or they have to buy our oil. The one thing they can do, or oil and gas, the one thing they can do to catch up quickly, buy our oil and gas.
Will you travel?
And they should do that.
Will you travel to China this year?
Yeah, could be. I've had the invite.
Mr.
President Xi
President,
invited
I would do
you
it,
to
yeah.
come this year?
talking about the European Union and the tariffs, like, what do you mean when you say that European Union country, I think, is part of BRICS?
Then a what?
BRICS. You said
Oh, BRICS. No, I was talking about BRICS. BRICS is 6 nations. I think it's 7 nations. And they were looking to do a number in the United States. And if they do that, they won't be happy about what's going to happen to them.
Are you still
Mr.
considering a universal tariff, Mr. President, on all countries?
I may, yeah, but we're not ready for that yet. We may wrap it,
Mr. President.
because essentially all countries take advantage of the U.S. We don't make any good deals in the U.S. It's amazing in a way that we exist. We don't make good deals. We don't have any good deals. We have a deficit with almost, not all, there are a couple, I won't tell you their names because I don't want them to find out about it because they'll feel stupid. But there are a couple of countries that, actually don't make money with us. But I don't want to let you know because they'll immediately change that. But we're gonna do, I tell you what, our country has an amazing economic future. I really believe that.
What kind of universal tariff, if you did do one?
Well, you'd put a universal tariff on anybody doing business in the United States because they're coming in and they're stealing our wealth, they're stealing our jobs, they're stealing our companies, they're hurting our companies. So you put a tariff on to keep them from doing that.
Mr. President, you surround yourself with a whole bunch of billionaires today. President Biden, in his farewell address, warned about an oligarchy. I was wondering if you could respond to that.
Well, he had a lot of guys, and then they found out that he didn't know what the hell he was talking about, and I think they deserted him. They deserted him, those same guys. Look, I don't make pretense of smart guys, but there are a lot of smart people around, but they did desert him. They were all with him, every one of them. Now they're all with me, I don't know. It's not gonna get anything from me, I don't need money. But I do want the nation to do well, and they're smart people, and they have, they create a lot of jobs. And if they don't do it, China's gonna do it. You know, what they've done is they've taken industries and they've taken it away. They outsmarted China. And, we sort of like that. It's okay. They've done a great job. A lot of them, not all of them.
Protecting women from radical gender ideologies.
Ooh.
Mr. President, going back to the World Health Organization, you were the president during COVID. Don't you see the importance of an organization like that to coordinate a global response in
Sure,
case?
I do, but not when you're being ripped off like we are by the World Health. World Health ripped us off. Everybody rips off the United States. And That's it. It's not gonna happen anymore. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, guys, let's go.
One
Guys, come
last
on.
one, so this is
Let's go.
Martin.
Thank you, guys.
Proclamation.
Thank you, press.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, press. Thank you, guys.
You have a big night plan for
Hey,
tonight, sir?
let's go. Thanks, press. Thank you, guys. Let's go, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President's own United States Marine Band under the direction of Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Now. Please stand or remain standing as we honor our nation with the presentation of colors and the singing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Command Sergeant Major Vern B. Daly, Jr.
Airborne. Everybody fired up? All right, well then I won't take too much of your time, but I do have a few things to say. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and most importantly, the incredible men and women of our armed forces. I am Command Sergeant Major Vern Daly, the Command Sergeant Major for Joint Task Force, National Capital Region, and the Military District of Washington. Good evening, and welcome to the Commander-in-Chief's inaugural ball. It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you tonight as we gather to celebrate not only the inauguration of our Commander-in-Chief, but to also recognize the exceptional dedication, service, and sacrifice of those who make our freedoms possible, the brave men and women of our incredible United States military. Your willingness to serve in uniform represents the strength and unity of our nation. Your courage and resilience serves as a beacon of hope and strength for not only our nation, but for the entire free world. Tonight, we come together to celebrate the strength and resilience and unyielding commitment of our military. From every branch, every service, from every corner of our great country and across the globe, our service members stand guard. You are the embodiment of our nation's resolve, and for that, we are forever grateful. It is no secret that the path to this moment has been paved by the sacrifices you make daily, not just in the heat of battle or in the face of adversity, but in the quiet, steadfast moments when you and the incredible families that support you stand ready. You do so with a spirit of service that is unwavering and a sense of duty and honor that is unparalleled. As we reflect on the challenges of the past and look forward to the future, we know that the strength of our nation lies not just in the laws we create or the leaders we elect, but in the people who volunteer to wear the uniform. The men and women of our armed forces, your commitment to one another, to our collective mission, and to our nation is the backbone of this great democracy. So tonight, let us take a moment to celebrate you, the men and women who stand the watch, who put country above self, who leave behind loved ones, and who endure the toughest conditions, and who continue to accomplish the mission no matter the challenge. As we look forward to the future, know that you are not just a vital part of the fabric of the military, but a fabric of the nation. Your sacrifices make our world safer and ensure that all Americans continue to enjoy the freedoms we hold so dear. So thank you for your service, your sacrifice, and your unwavering commitment to our nation. You are the true strength of America, and the nation will forever be in your debt. Enjoy the evening, as some of you seem to have already. And may we all be reminded in every moment of the immense pride we take in you, the members of the United States Armed Forces. Hey, before I go though, because that's about it for my speech, we have the opportunity to talk to one of those outstations that's out there right now, I think. I believe we got somebody from Korea on. Hey, Sergeant Major Balmer, how you doing out there on the peninsula?
Hey, Sergeant Major, can you read the station number?
Yeah, we got you loud and clear, brother.
Hey, we're here. We've got our commanding general beside me here, Lieutenant General Lee, and we got some great soldiers here in the 8th Army. We just want to say that we're proud to be part of this historic day and these festivities. To answer a couple questions real quick that we always get when we talk back home. One is, what time is it over here? Well, it's noon right now here in Korea on Tuesday. And it's not too bad here. I think it's in the 30s today. But we're all doing great. We're fired up to be here. We can't wait to be part of this great event.
Hey, thanks so much, Kent. Hopefully you can hear that applause. We really appreciate your brother and everything that you guys are doing to stand the watch out there on. So thank you. And to all of you out there, enjoy your evening, and thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker was awarded the Medal of Honor by President Trump on September 11th, 2020 for his actions during a hostage rescue mission in an area of northern Iraq controlled by the Islamic State. Please welcome Medal of Honor recipient, Sergeant Major Thomas Patrick Payne.
To the President of the United States of America, our Commander-in-Chief, President Trump, welcome home. Your warriors missed you. To our loved ones, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our Gold Star families, we're honored by your presence as we stand together to celebrate our Commander-in-Chief. From the first shots at Lexington and Concord, to the frozen fields of Valley Forge, to the beaches of Normandy, to the mountains of Korea, jungles of Vietnam, across the deserts of Iraq and Afghanistan. Every generation of American warriors has answered a sacred call to defend the U.S. Constitution and our American way of life. When our boots hit the ground, we carry the legacy of every American warrior who has come before us. We are the living ambassadors of the American fighting spirit and a tradition of courage written in the sacrifice of our fallen. The sound of the guns has always been our nation's warriors' call to action. It demands that we live the Army values of personal courage, selfless service, and unwavering sense of duty to complete the mission. Throughout history, American warriors have answered a call to serve something greater than themselves. This truth is reflected in the words of Isaiah 6:8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send, and who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." President Trump, our chain of command, and warriors, look around you. When the mission demands absolute success and lands on the desk of our Commander-in-Chief, we will stand ready, we will answer our nation's call, and say, "Here I am, send me." When danger threatens, when liberty calls, Americans warriors will always answer the call to service. Victory demands a full measure of our nation's commitment. From the great Americans who support us on the home front, together we are an unstoppable force. This is the strength. It is America's key to victory on any battlefield. Your U.S. military will train relentlessly because we understand the hazards of our chosen profession. When chaos erupts, when the sound of battle calls, we respond with power and purpose. We fight to win our nation's wars and annihilate our enemies. This is the standard. We honor our fallen by living extraordinary lives in honor of their sacrifice. Their legacy lives on in every victory in our daily lives. Across generations of American veterans, branches of the military, American warriors stand together, backed by a nation committed to victory. Never forget our commitment to each other extends far beyond the battlefield. The standards that we set, the excellence that we demand, we continue to serve our great nation for the rest of our life. Our foundation is one of discipline, dedicated to bring out the best in one another. Once our time in uniform ends, our commitment extends for the rest of our life. Tomorrow's challenges will be difficult. Our military will be prepared, more lethal, and more determined than ever before. Our job is to take time and learn from the past and become more lethal. I look forward to standing with you in whatever battlefield awaits us. Keep your aim true, your tomahawk scoured, and your warrior spirit fierce. President Trump, we stand ready to answer our nation's call, always running towards the sound of the guns and annihilating our enemies. Here I am, send me.
Please welcome Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman, Troy Black, and the Senior Enlisted Leaders for the services.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Sergeant Major Troy Black, and I'm the Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs. Thank you all for being here tonight. To all our military members, our families, our Medal of Honor recipients, family and friends, thank you. Thank you to our first responders, our law enforcement, our fire professionals, and especially our Gold Star families. On behalf of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, it is my privilege to welcome you all here to the Commander-in-Chief's Ball, honoring the inauguration of President Donald Trump, our 47th President, and we now call him our Commander-in-Chief. Since 1775, the military has been led by the Commander-in-Chief. The Commander-in-Chief is vested with the authority over all military operations and personnel. As outlined in the Constitution, this role is fulfilled by the President of the United States, and he is responsible for making critical decisions that affect the security and defense of our great nation. And for the last 250 years, the Commander-in-Chief has had the solemn duty to lead our military forces, ensuring they are always prepared to defend our homeland. Once again, President Trump shoulders a tremendous responsibility of guiding our military with strength, vision, and unwavering commitment to the values and freedoms that we hold dear. As a Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chairman, it is now my distinct honor to introduce to you our service Senior Enlisted Leaders. They carry on one of the highest honors in all of our military forces. They serve our great nation and they represent their service members, their service cultures, and are the standard bearers for all that is right in our military. Together as a shining example of our joint force, this group works to ensure that our United States Armed Forces, the absolute finest and most powerful military on the planet, that they have an enlisted corps that is empowered, well cared for, and above all else composed of the most lethal war fighters who are fully prepared to defeat our enemies and support our friends when called upon. First, let me introduce, on behalf of the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Mike Weimer, Sergeant Major Vern Daly. My Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, Carlos Ruiz. The 16th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Navy, James Honey. The 20th Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, David Pelosi. The 2nd Chief Master Sergeant of the Space Force, John Bentavania. The 7th Senior Enlisted Advisor to the Chief of the National Guard Bureau, John Raines. I'm not going to say who, brother. And the 14th Master Chief Petty Officer of the Coast Guard, Heath Jones. In addition to developing our war fighters, this group appears before Congress to advocate on behalf of the total joint force and their services. They set the bar for the enlisted development and empower their NCOs with good order, discipline, and the mandatory adherence to standards. They build trust among our allied partners and their friends, and our senior enlisted advisors promote not just their independent strength, but also increase our mutual worth as a joint force. I want to take another moment to acknowledge the force behind our force, our military families. The force behind our force is to us the most important thing. Family is absolutely the bedrock of our military, much like our NCOs are the backbone of our services. It is said that non-commissioned officer and petty officer are important to us, but I will tell you right now, without our families, without our friends, without our extended family members, it is nothing to serve our nation because they are who we serve. On behalf of every service member, past, present, and future, we thank each military family member for your priceless contributions to our nation's security. There is no class or book to teach you for what you do, but being a military family member is exceptional. As exceptional as our service, and you serve along beside us. Can you please join me in a round of applause for our military families? Ladies and gentlemen, the service senior enlisted advisors and their spouses and families and I are thrilled to join you all this evening in this momentous occasion. Thank you for all you do to support us and our nation. I'll now close up by asking you to join me in a few moments in the time-honored tradition of celebrating and welcoming our Commander-in-Chief, President Donald Trump. And God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 47th President of the United States, President Donald J. Trump, accompanied by First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump. Please welcome Sergeant Tatiana Saldana, United States Space Force, Sergeant Henry Wall, United States Army, Staff Sergeant Alexis Martinez, United States Marine Corps, and Petty Officer Emmanuel Gannon, United States Marine.
Well, thank you very much. This is a great honor. We have a lot of Space Force here, by the way. A lot of Space Force. We're very proud of Space Force. But there's nowhere else I'd rather be tonight than with some of the greatest American patriots of all, the men and women of the United States military. Thank you very much. This is quite a gathering, huh? It's a celebration because we're going to turn our country around. We're going to make America great again. I've had no higher privilege in life than to serve as your commander-in-chief, not once, but twice. And you're incredible. The people of our country respect you and they love you so much. You don't see it, you don't hear about it too much, but they love you just so much you wouldn't even believe it. So thank you very much. They're honored to have you. We're joined this evening by the service members from every branch of the U.S. Armed Forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, Marines, and Space Force. And I salute you all. Let me also thank our incredible military spouses, what you have to put up with. They put up with a lot. And family members here tonight, we have so many and so many brilliant families. And you do more than anyone else to support our nation's heroes. And on behalf of every American, I want to thank you very much. We have some people with us tonight. You know, we have the head of the Republican Party, and we won. And then she said, all right, Dad, I think that's enough for me now. Let's win and let's go to something else. And she wants to get back to her beautiful babies, but she's married to a guy known as my son, Eric Trump. And Laura was essentially chairman, along with Michael Whatley, of the Republican Party, and they were tough. They weren't going to stand for any nonsense, and they did a fantastic job, and we won every single swing state. We won the, we won the popularity. We were the most popular candidate in a long time. And I have to tell you, with the military, we really won. I want to thank, obviously, a tremendous supporter of yours, and if I ever got out of line, she'd get me right back in line when it comes to you. Melania, First Lady, she's been fantastic. And our Vice President, you know him well. He's all about you. He's a big believer in our military, J.D. Vance and Usha. And I have other family members here. Don's in there somewhere, and Ivanka's there. Where is Ivanka? There's so many people. But we have a lot of family members. Tiffany is here. Barron was with us today. He's that tall one, I will tell you. And he's doing a good job. But today we celebrate the enduring strength and resilience of our glorious republic. And so it's highly appropriate that we also honor the men and women who keep us safe. And that's what you are. Your bravery inspires us, your service unites us, and your sacrifice and spirit protect us all. We made a little speech today. I think you probably saw it. Who did see it or hear it? Did anybody? Well, I think we said a lot, and we said more than anything else that we love you, we respect you so much, and we have a big commitment to each and every one of you. Starting today, America will be stronger and greater than it's ever been before. That's happening for us. That was a big win. That was a tremendous win. We all worked hard for it, and a big part of the reason that I won was because of my relationship with you, so we appreciate it. Under the leadership of our next Secretary of Defense, who I just saw, Pete Hegseth, who's fantastic. Where is Pete? I saw him backstage. I don't know. There's so many people. How do you find anybody in this crowd? This is a big crowd. But if Pete's around, if Pete can hear this, come on up here, Pete. But we will again, Bill, the most powerful military the world has ever seen. We're going to have it. You know, we did that 4 years ago, and then it was a little bit dissipated. But we're going to do it again, but much bigger, much stronger than ever before. We're also doing the Iron Dome, all made in America. We're going to have a nice Iron Dome. You're going to protect us with the use of the Iron Dome. Instead of worrying about political agendas, you don't have to worry about that at all. There's only one focus: defeating America's enemies. We're not going to be defeated. We're not going to be humiliated. We're only going to win, win, win. We're going to win, win, win. And we really do have some just incredible people working with us. So I've been looking around for generals like George Patton, Douglas MacArthur, Ulysses S. Grant. His stock has gone way up in the last 20 years. Wouldn't you say, JD? They used to say bad things about him. Now all of a sudden he's very well respected, but we all fight to win, and we're going to win, and we're going to win like never before. In many ways, the economy is going to be strong. We're not going to let all of our nations, our friendly and unfriendly nations, push us around from any standpoint, including the economy, because we have something that they don't have. We have a power that they don't have. Liquid gold under our feet, the likes of which no other nation has. Yet, as I said in my inaugural address, we will measure our success not only by the battles we win, but also by the wars we end, and perhaps most importantly, the wars we never get into. It's called peace through strength. We won't have to fight the war, right? We don't have to fight the wars if we can do it without fighting. As long as we have total victory, we do it without fighting. Through our power and might, we will lead the world to peace. Our friends will respect us, our enemies will fear us, and the whole world will admire the unrivaled greatness of the United States military. And I will tell you, we made big strides. We totally rebuilt the United States military 2017, 2019, 2018. We rebuilt the entire U.S. military, and now we're going to do it again. A lot of it's been dissipated by people that don't know what the hell they're doing. But we're going to do it again. And this is going to be the dawn of the golden age of America. This is the golden age of America. And tonight, I'm filled with optimism for what lies ahead over the next 4 years. We will replenish the pride of our armed forces, end the recruitment crisis. And by the way, the recruitment numbers are through the roof in the last 2 months. I wonder why. Why? Why the hell are they? You know, you're having a little problem with recruitment. That's not good. And now the numbers are higher than they've just about ever. You know why? They love what they see for the future of our country. And they didn't love what they were seeing for the last 4 years. It was ridiculous. It's a big thing, actually. There's big stories. The recruiting has gone really through the roof, and that's good. I want to thank every service member here tonight and across the globe to know that you're at the heart of America's greatness. It's an exceptional honor to join you again in serving this magnificent nation that we all love, and that we're going to make greater, better, bigger, stronger. We're going to make it something that even you will be surprised. You'll see that, and it's going to be led by our great military, the strength of our military. We're going to make our military so strong that we don't have to use it. Wouldn't that be good? We don't have to use it. They'll look at us and they'll say, there's no way we're going after that one. So I want to just say to you, God bless you. God bless our armed forces. God bless our men and women serving overseas. And God bless the United States of America. Thank you. Thank you very much. So they say we have some troops from South Korea, and I have no idea how we're getting them on the screen. I've been waiting for it for about 2 seconds. Oh, here it comes. No, that's a cake. Hello, everybody. How we doing over there? How's Kim Jong-un doing? How are you?
How do you hear me?
That's a good-looking group of people, isn't it? Thank you for being with us, please. Yes, I hear you fine.
Sir, I'm Lieutenant General Chris Lee, Commanding General 8th Army. This is Command Sergeant Major Raman Ballmer. We're based at Camp Humphrey, South Korea, United States bedrock of unmistakable land power on freedom's frontier in Asia. Protection of both homelands, sir. Profound honor to stand before you today, representing our incredible team here in Korea. We're deeply grateful for this opportunity to be part of this occasion. Sir, on behalf of the brave men and women who serve under my command and the thousands of dedicated service members that are part of the joint team in Korea, congratulations on your victory as the 47th President of the United States. Welcome back, Mr. President. Sir, we'd be privileged to host you here in Korea soon. You can see firsthand the lethality of our soldiers here, how our formations are, our fight tonight focus, and our ironclad commitment to the defense of Korea and our homelands. To meet the families who serve alongside our warfighters, sir. Pacific victory, sir.
How about that? So, could I ask you, how is it going in South Korea right now? How's it doing? You have somebody with pretty bad intentions, I guess, you know, you would say that, although I developed a pretty good relationship with him, but he's a tough cookie. How is it going over there? How is it doing?
Every day we train, we stay hard, we plan for anything that you possibly could need us to do. The alliance is strong, and we're ready to receive you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much. This is really, is this man central casting or what? If I'm doing a movie, I pick him to play my lead. I want to thank you all very much. What a good-looking group of people, and we are very secure when we have people like you in our military, and we're having a beautiful time in Washington. We just had that great election that you alluded to. It was a big one. It was a very big win. We won everything. We won just about everything. The only thing that matters, though, is we won with the military, the likes of which nobody's seen before, so that's really good. But I would like to just thank you all, and I'll see you soon. If anybody would like to make a statement, please do so. If you'd like to say something, you have a big group of people. We have all night, right? We have all night. If anybody would like to make a statement, go ahead.
Sir.
That is great. You see that? They're not going to play games with you. That's good. I like to see that. Nobody's playing games with that man. Have a good time, everybody. Say hello to everybody over there. I have a lot of friends in South Korea. And great job. You look really sharp, really special, and you are a special guy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much. That's great, isn't it? That's great, but you're great. Thank you all very much. Have a great time. Commander-in-Chief, this is the ball. This is the big one. This is the first one I stopped at. I hope the other ones don't hear me say that. But this is the one. And now we're going to cut a cake. And they said, could you be very, very careful, sir? Don't cut the plane, which is cake. Cut the runway. I think that's a good idea. Thank you very much. We love you all. Thank you very much.
Presenting the sabers to the President and Vice President, Captain Abigail Barge, United States Air Force, Petty Officer, 2nd Class Robert George, United States Coast Guard.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage world-renowned band, Rascal Flatts.
How y'all feeling? It's a good Monday. It is a good day in America. Then you Buckeye fans in the house, it's a better day. It's one of the national championships. All the Irishes. Y'all, this next song is going to be really, really special. It's got a different meaning special today. It's a song called Stand. In a hurricane, just like a picture, with a broken train, alone in helpless life. You lost your fight, but you'll be alright. You'll be alright. Swing push comes to shove, you chase what you made of. You might get it till you break, 'cause it's all you need. On your knees, you look up. Decide you remain. You can manage to be strong. Wipe your hands and be off. Then you stand. That's what our United States military does. Then stand. See, life is like a novel with the intrigue now. Enter the kingdom with only one way out. Take what you can. Before it's gone and start holding on, keep holding on. Swing push, taste what you made of. You might live till you break, 'cause it's all you can take. On your knees, you look up, decide you remain. You can manage, you can strong. Wipe your hands and get off in the air. Wipe your hands and get off, then you stand. Appreciate the 45th and 47th. Hey y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. We could not pick a better way to come out and play again after the first time in 5 years than right here at the Commanders Ball. 25 years of Rascal Flash to celebrate this year, and we are honored to be a part of this evening. Thank you so much. We're gonna try and do something out on tonight. might sound like something a little more. Probably is. I'm lying. See if you remember. If you know it, sing it with us. You ready? I said I'm only getting away. Find true love along the road. Oh, I am lost time or two. Have my mind around again. See how every sign for this day to you. And every lost ready to where you are. Another super old time. Leave a light on the star. Pulling me on my way into your loving arms. This one's for me. Let's go, you. Well, I think about years I spent just blessing you. I'd like to have the time I lost, give it back to you. You just smile and say no, it's a part of the grand that is coming true. And every lost, ready to where you are. Another tour of my heart. Leave a light on the star. Pulling me on my way into your loving arms. This one's next song on my week, that was an album cut. We used to do it all the time on the road live, and every single night, in every town, every city we play, we have the military come out because the song is so important. And I don't know if you've heard it, but you're about to. We hope you like it. The words are amazing. It tells a beautiful story. It's called We Ain't the Leaving Kind. mission statement.